I'm going to go down, get pissed at the pub and watch football. That's fair enough, that's his choice.
So
But that doesn't make people that are into art elitists. That just says, well, you know what, I've got a different interest.
So how do you define elitist then? How do you define elitist as opposed to expert? How do you differentiate?
Between elitism and expert.
And an expert.
And an expert. I don't think an expert is elitist at all. I think they decided, oh, I'm going to study art, this is what I'm really passionate about. I want to write about it, and I want to, I'm knowledgeable about certain subjects. And that's what they want to go and do. And if they want to go and talk about it in front of people, and if people take it the wrong way, or if Joe Bloss goes, oh, do you know what, you're elitist because you know about art, then that's his problem. That's not the problem of the person that wants to be an expert in a subject.
Regardless of their good nature, I think that's the perception, isn't it? And I think that's quite widely held, whether, despite, that nice person, having the best intentions and wanting to spread the word and kind of give their expert opinion on art, I think the perception is that person is part of an elitist group.
But that's not necessarily there.
You can say that
We're talking about accessibility for the ordinary person's art.
I do think there is.
It's not the same as football, like a woman might feel it's really difficult to go into the cop, and go and view a football game sometimes, because that's kind of like a difficult environment to go into, and it's not just an art's perspective, like you say, that's just one crowd,
I'll tell you about in my opinion of elitism though. It's like the Liverpool show that they had here. It was mostly artists not from Liverpool, and the highest percentage of pictures in the show were by southern white male artists doing derogatory pictures of Liverpool, and that to me is elitism. And I wrote a letter to the Tate,
so that could be quite sexist,
which they have not replied to yet. I'm still waiting for my reply. So yeah, I mean it's really bad. And then they had the Chinese art show, which was fantastic, but they only had one. And do you know what's the population of China? Is actually 1 billion people in China. Out of a 1 billion population of China, they could only find one female.
Well, that wasn't bad.
So that you're talking about elitism. You're talking all about the dialogue at the art sector. Yeah. Well, the full business, the taste,
will go to these shows, and I go, and I'm not familiar. I don't care I come to these places, and I don't care who the artist is. If I know them, then great, I might come for them. But I came here not knowing, not caring who this artists are, and I can appreciate it. So
but I can appreciate that as well. But I think when you're a practitioner, you notice these things. I think so. Like if I was a composer and I was listening to classic FM every day, the usual blah 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 every day, and there's no way they'll air my music. I think that becomes an issue.
But I think as an artist, maybe that's why you perceive that there's this elitism, because maybe you're more aware of it, or you think you're more aware of it, whereas the common people, maybe just don't care.
Yeah, maybe people don't.
It's elitism that brings the art to us.
But it's very right-wing though, isn't it? If you've just got a show of like white middle class London-based men, that's an elite. That's elite. I don't think
it's up to them.
It's more.
Yes, it is. And DJs, radio DJs are elitist too. Music hall producers, concert organizers, everyone with the creative arts is elitist, but that's a negative label that just they own this place. They can put what they want there.
Yeah, they can do that. I think. Like when you talk about elitism with regards to the actual artwork, I mean, as artists, we're involved with our own inner dialogue with making this work. But in terms of visibility, that's when we start hitting upon these elitist structures. The selection.
I think what was good when the last George Schwartz exhibition, they had what people had said, school children, and then some pop stars and things that what they wrote, and some of them was I like the painting, but I think that the lines don't get rubbish, things like that. And that I seen the article I seen on the news was Tate going around to the exhibitions, and she said about the fans on the floor, said, I just think that it's a health hazard. That's everything of that. I thought that was like.
Well, what was the one main thing that she said about the whole thing?
She said it was good.
No, the one about I heard that.
I thought she said
The thing I heard. The thing I'm not saying she said. The thing I heard. The thing I heard was that it's good for Liverpool.
Yeah.
So if it's a little shite, no problem. If it's good for Liverpool, yeah.
We said about Manchester United, but
It's good for Liverpool.
But that's the good thing about, the Turner Prize has always been in London. But this year, it's come to Liverpool. Surely that's a kind of, a statement in itself.
Well, I have something to say.
She was saying, regardless of what is or isn't art, that at least the event is good for Liverpool. It should be that the art is good for Liverpool.
Well, this is just great, because they were holding the Turner Prize this year in Liverpool. Ian Jackson, I hope he's still there, Ian, listening. Ian Jackson from Martin Liverpool decided to have the Liverpool Turner Prize.
Alternative, yeah.
Because they were trying to, not in a negative way, it's like a positive thing, to try and kind of encourage them to consider having a Northerner on the shortlist, or somebody from Liverpool on the shortlist. And it's just really, really interesting. So they've got this artwork of which I'm shortlisted, and it's mostly, interestingly enough, it's mostly women on the shortlist for this Liverpool prize, But yeah, and it's just interesting that prizes like that springing up because of what's perceived about the Turner Prize, And I was trying to think, had anyone from Liverpool ever been on the Turner Prize shortlist? I think maybe Tony Cragg is from Liverpool. But yeah, it's interesting.
Who's this?
We keep going.
Oh, I know him from
You just stand for a feet.
So yeah, I think when you talk about elitism, I think it's unfair to talk about it in terms of the actual artist's work as such, really, because it's a much bigger issue going on here, for me anyway, as a practitioner. It's a much bigger issue with regards to elitism, and that's to do with the structures in place. For example, let's take the Arts Council, the artist's favourite subject.
I work at Arts
You were okay. It's funny, because I read my horoscope today.
And it said you will be starting a toilet.
In fact, no, wait, I have to read it out. I'm sorry. I'm completely, yeah. I read my horoscope today from...
I think we should replace the bear with you.
Replace the bear? Oh yeah, well my friend claims he's paid 20 quid to dress up as the bear, actually. Where is my horoscope?
Carry your horoscope.
No, I printed it out because I was going to read it out, you see. Anyway, it said something like, where was it? It said, I'm Cancerian.
I'm Cancerian.
Are you? Right, well listen, I've got to find it now. Where is it? It's Russell Grant.
I think Russell Grant's the best.
It says something about...
I really want to hear it now.
Yeah, I have got to read the text.
Yeah, no, you've got to get the right thing.
I was thinking about romance in the metro. You will have an romantic encounter.
Oh, we're finished. Well, anyway, it said something about don't rage against the machine today. It's really funny. Yeah, it said don't rage against the machine, don't speak out too loudly.
Just miss out. Just miss the
Do I get you more of a late? Oh, that was an ice cream.
You can eat one.
You can eat it.
Are we supposed to come with the question? Well, that probably is.
I will find it as soon as I go home. It's so
totally white.
irritating.
Yes.
Russell Grant, if you get a chance, it's artist today.
Is it today's lecture? Because I'm going to try and find it.
Are you?
Yeah. I think it's I haven't done my horoscope today.
What are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Leo, so you're an exhibitionist.
Apparently so, yeah.
What are you, Derek?
So clever, I'm hearing them.
You haven't washed out.
Oh, it's so annoying. I can't find it. Right, yeah,
It's in there.
It is, it's in here somewhere, because I
Did it not slip out?